I have started the recording. Give me a second. Because I don't want to miss anyone. Here actually, where I'm living, like I'm basically from Bihar, so in my state, the heavy rain is going on, heavy rain, and after one day raining and another day we have the very hot sun, like 40 to 45-degree temperature. So because of that, change of the weather, so yeah. So uh, yeah. So guys, we discuss about the difference between the web service and the APIs, right? Now, now we have to check how the requirements are coming, how the requirements are coming in your project. Let's suppose you are new in the project, you are fresher in the project, right? And how the things will do, how you can do the API testing, right? So let me explain you from scratch level. Okay, what happened in the real time, and you are working on the backend project, like a RESTful API project, where in your project they are using the REST API to do the testing. Okay, so what happened, uh, a story will come, right? The sprint wise we have the stories, the story number. Let's suppose let me open the notepad. Let's suppose API test 100. This is your one story, right? To create the users, right? And verify the same, verify verify the same, right? And the second requirement, API test, right? This is the story, right? I believe the story is looks like very similar, right? The project name and the number, right, guys? Now inside 1001 we have update the data, update the users data, update users data, and verify the same, verify the same. And we have another story, right? 1002, delete the data, delete the users data, and verify the same. Now you have the question, what did you mean by this story? So in the real time, everyone working on this story, the story is our reference, right? It is our task, right, which we have to test, right? So you got one story, API test 100. Inside you will see the summary line, the heading of the story, create the users and verify the same. Okay, this is the story. Inside that story they have added the detail, like the description and the related document, and the on which server you have to test, right? They have provided you inside this story, they will provide you the description about the story description, right? And server URL where you have to test, server URL where you have to test, required document, required document. Okay, required document. So guys, I think you all agree with this point. Project to project, company to company, the way of coming the requirement is different, right? In some of the company, they will provide all the detail, minor detail also, minor, major, all the detail. In some of the company, they will provide you only high level detail, right? In some of the project, they will provide you one single line and ask you, and they will provide you one document and will ask you go and taste this story. Agree? Project to project, the requirement, the way of coming requirement is different. Agree, guys?
Yes.
Okay, so in this class we will discuss different types of the requirement, how the different types of the requirement coming from your client. Okay, so your who is creating the story, the BA person or the Scrum Master or Product Owner, right? They is they are creating the story, on which the story you have to work, right? In that story they have added the description, what this story, in this story what you have to test, and the server URL and the required document, what are the necessary document. Okay, now let's suppose in this story they have attached one document, and this document, the requirement document, it looks like that. This is your requirement document. When you open this story into your Jira, the API test 100, in that story they have provided the link of this document. Like generally they have creating the document in the Confluence, right? Agree? They will provide the link of the Confluence, right? And in that Confluence they will provide this document. So let's suppose this is your requirement document. This is your requirement document which you have to read, this requirement, and you have to map this requirement into the tool, whatever the tool you are using for the testing. Either it is Postman tool, either it is SOAP UI, either it is Tosca, Cypress, or REST Assured, right? You have to create the same thing, you have to map the same thing in that particular tool. Okay, guys, you can mute Ganesh.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you are doing now, if you don't know the concept of API, can you map the things correctly? You can't map the things correctly. If you're having the you have already worked somewhere, or you have the basic knowledge, then you can go and map the things. Okay, so let's see how we are mapping this document. Okay, so guys, tell me what is the story is 100, create the users and verify the same, right? Create the users, that asking, let's suppose guys, I want to open my bank account in State Bank of India or ICICI Bank, right? So what I have did, I went to the State Bank of India and asking to the State Bank of India employee that, hey, I want to open my account. I want to open my account, right? So what are the detail? What are the detail the Bank of State Bank of India is taking from you, right? Your first name, your last name, your phone number, your email ID. Agree? You're married or not? Something like that. They are taking the data, right? So what you will do? I will create the users. Create the users. So I'm taking one banking application example. In let's suppose you are using one banking application or any application, right? Any application. This concept is common. So let's suppose I'm ICCI Bank, right? So uh, when the bank employee log into the ICCI Bank, right? Then they are taking the detail from your detail, your first name, last name, and all the detail, right? And they are creating your personal data, right? So same thing here, same thing here. If I go here, you can see one more thing, guys. I want to explain you before this thing. Okay. In REST API, in REST API, we have 5 methods generally. 5 methods. The methods means which do the action. Using the method, you are doing the action. You are doing the action. So let's understand one by one. Let's understand first get method, right? If you are using the get method in the Postman, here, this is the method. You can see it here. Uh, yeah, you can see it here. This is the method, right? If you are using the get method, that means you are trying to fetch the data. You are trying to fetch the data. Simple. You are trying to download the data. So guys, when you open the account in ICCI Bank or State Bank of India, after creating the account successfully, so you are asking to the bank employee, could you please provide me the downloaded confirmation like my account is successfully created. So what he is trying to do, he is clicking on some link to download your detail. What are the detail you have given me? Or let's suppose you are booking the ticket in the Make My Trip, the flight ticket. After creating the ticket, like you have enter all the detail, guys, you can mute. After entering all the detail, this is the Make My Trip application. So you are trying to create your flight ticket, right? So Mumbai to Delhi in the date of 24, and you click on the search button. You click on the search button, and then and then what you are doing here, you are clicking on the any of the detail, like go first. You click on that and click on the book now. So when you click on the book now, it will ask the confirmation and continue, right? And you want to download the ticket, sorry, you want to book the ticket. Do not want secure trip. I have selected this option. Click on continue, and here I am entering the first name. Let's suppose Vikas, okay, and the last name Sa, okay, and the male, right? And whatever the option, wheelchair, something like that, you can select it, and you are providing your details 769633, right? And the email ID, you are providing your email ID, info Vikasa, you are providing the email ID, right? You have entered your email ID, right? And I don't want to select this option, and you want to take the cab, then you have to select this option. And what you are doing here, continue, right? If I click on the continue, it will ask me to confirm, right? And confirm, right? And then they will ask me to enter the flight detail. This is the flight, and I have to select my seat. So like that, I come to the next page. I reach to the next page, the last page, confirm seat. Confirm seat, next. Let's suppose updating this. Okay, next. Now you can see they will ask you some detail, you want to take anything, so not. Next. right? Continue anyway. Right here you are entering your the detail, the card detail, your name of the card and expiry. Right, after that you pay now. Right, so after clicking on the pay now, it will generate one ticket, or it will send that ticket into your email ID. Right, so when it's downloading the ticket, it's internally it's calling to the get method, and I'm creating the data here, I'm creating the flight, right? So it will call the post method internally. So post method is used to create the data, and get method is used to download the data, fetch the data. So if you go here, make my trip, if you again go make my trip, and again here you can type make my trip. Guys, always I will try to map the backend and the UI so that you can easily understand. Okay, this is not part of this topic actually, but I'm explaining you because if you learn this thing, you can easily understand the backend. Right, in some of the company they are very expert in the backend in the REST API testing, right? But they don't know what the things are happening in the UI side. If you calling to this particular API, right, which method is called in the front end, right? So that's why I'm mapping the UI and the backend. If I explain you the UI and then explain you the backend, you will easily understand what I'm trying to say. So you are clicking, I'm going here and inspect this element, and click on this search. Go to the network section and clean this thing and search. So guys, tell me when I am clicking on the search, so tell me what method it get called in the backend. In the web service, what method it get called?
I think
Get method.
Why you are sure that is get method?
So it fetches the respective from database.
Right, because we are not creating any data, because we are not any updating data, because we are not any deleting something. We are just fetching the data, right, from the server, from the database, right? I'm just trying to fetch the data, right? Here you can see, if you click on this, you can go to the header. Can you see it here, get method? Right, so this is the get method basically, right? When you are trying to
Because
create
can you
anything,
just little maximize, zoom it your screen? Is it possible?
Can you see now?
Because
Yeah,
can you show me
better,
once again?
better it is now.
Give me a second. Yeah, can you let me again call this? And go here, go to the flight, clear this thing, and let me call on. Where is the search? Yeah, and I'm going to the network, clean this thing to trace the fresh data. If you are clicking on the search, you can see it here in the network section, it calling to the get method. It will be here. Can you see it here, get method? Right? Get method, right? So,
Yes.
so what? Yeah, sir, go ahead.
This get method come after search click?
Yeah, because you are searching the data, you are fetching the data. That's why it's calling to the get method. Okay, you can take any application and try to inspect this thing and try to look at the network section. You will get the thing, what methods it's calling in the backend. Okay. Okay, let me explain the, complete this topic. After that, you have the clear picture what I'm trying to say about the method. Okay, okay. So guys, tell me, create the user and verify the same. So tell me which method I have to use.
For create, you have to use post.
Post method.
Post method, and to verify the data,
Get method.
get method. So give you one round of overview. So create, sorry, if you are using the post method here, that means just now only select, only understand what the method is doing and how we can do it. I will explain you later on. Okay. So post method, if you want to create any data, you can select the post method, right? If you want to fetch any data, you can select the get method, right? If you want to, let's suppose I have opened my account in the State Bank of India, and after a couple of days, I realized that my phone number or email ID is wrong, right? So you are again going to your bank, right, and asking to the bank employee that, hey, bank employee, by mistakenly I have provided you the wrong email ID. I'm not getting I'm not getting any notification in my email ID or my mobile number. So could you please check that is that correct email ID or phone number I have provided you or not, right? So the bank employee will check into his database and he's asking to you that, yeah, yes sir, you have given me the wrong detail, wrong employee, sorry, wrong email ID or phone number, right? So what he is doing, he's updating your data, updating your phone number and the email ID. So guys, tell me, is bank employee create the new data for the same user or update the data?
Update the data.
Which one is the realistic?
Update the data.
They will update the data, right? So after creating the data, if you realize that something you have passed wrongly in any application, you have created the data and you want to update the data, in that case you will use the put method, right? Here you have to select put method. Okay, now guys, you can mute. Guys, please mute.
Fish for update is it,
Yeah, ma'am, go ahead.
because for update, right, it is post method or put method we should use.
Yeah, right now understand both are doing same work. There is a difference, okay, but I will explain you. Okay, so they are using either put method or post method. There is major difference and very important interview question. If you explain the what is difference between put and patch, then you have clear your interview 30%. Right, you have clear your interview 30%, because most of the person don't have the clear concept. They are still confused what is the difference between put and patch. Okay, so right now only understand, if user want to update the data, they will use either put or patch. Right now only understand put or patch. Now after couple of days, I want to delete my account. So I again went to the bank and asking to the bank employee that, hey, bank employee, I don't want your service. Could you please delete my account or inactive my account, right? Something like that. So what they will do, they will use the delete method. In the back end, the delete method is called delete method. Okay, now let's try to map the things, the requirement which we have. Okay. Okay, so guys, this is the requirement sheet which your business analyst or your team lead has attached into this particular story, and asking to you, go and map this thing and start testing. Okay, so what you will do, first you will go through the document, right, and understand the document and then try to map, right? So here you can see create the user. So guys, tell me which method it will call. You can see this is the method and this is the get method. Where is the post method? This is the post method, right? So I will use the post method. So what I will do here, very first thing, this is your postman, right? Agree? So how you can do the things? Okay, go to go here, you have the workspace. Here you have the workspace. If you want to create the workspace, click on
I
the,
think that is lagging. Your screen is lagging. I'm not saying the postman. I'm seeing the notepad and the.
Yes, yes, same here.
okay, now
No, freeze.
Because I'm able to see a workspace, Postman workspace, maybe some network issue or connectivity for them.
I log out and
I'm
log in
just
again.
able to see.
I think some network issue at your end. Please
Now can see.
yeah, okay, so whoever having the network issue can't see my screen, just rejoin the call quickly. Could I continue?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Yes, yes.
okay, fine. So here you can create a new workspace. So this create workspace is created by your team lead. Whoever the team lead in your project, they will create the workspace. They will create the workspace, right? So let's suppose I am creating the workspace for that particular project. Let's suppose you anyone like project name is anyone like Lotus, Graphite, and Plutus, anything. The project name can be, right? So here you can pass the project name, right? So let's suppose API test collection. Okay, I'm giving the name as a API test collection. Okay, and here you can add some summary, right? In which project this workspace belong, like that you can add the summary. It's up to you what summary you want to pass. Okay, and here you can see the visibility, right? So this thing is done by your team lead, right? So after creating this workspace, right, who one, right, can see this workspace, right? So in the postman, they will go to the setting part and create the team, and they will add your email ID into that particular team, right? And it will display here, right? So whoever, let's suppose I selected as a team, right? So whoever the person has added inside the team, right, they can see this workspace. They can see this workspace. Okay, so right now I'm selecting as a public, right? And here you can enter, like if you want to individually add the people individually, right? Here you can write that email ID, right? Your company email ID is because every employee having the separate company email ID, they can you can provide the name here, right? So that that particular workspace is visual to that particular person. Okay, and I'm clicking on create.
Uh, because from where this workspace come, because I'm not having option.
Here at the top you can click on the workspace. Here you can select new workspace.
Actually, I'm seeing another window where it is saying builder, and at top it there is new button, runner import.
Can you share your screen?
Uh,
You can share the screen quickly. Guys, in the meantime, you can please check at your end. Okay, in the meantime, you can check at your end. Are you able to?
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
See this option I'm getting. I've just signed in also, but I'm not getting the workspace option.
Okay, give me a second. Give me a second, sir. Give me a few more minutes. Guys, please also check at your ill. Okay, so are you using the app version or which you are using?
I download this Postman.
I think he's using version 7. You should use a higher version to access workspace. It's mentioned.
Yeah, you can use the latest version of the Postman. Go to your Google Chrome. Go to your Google Chrome.
Okay.
And type the latest version of Postman. Latest version of Postman. Latest Postman version. You can type it here and click on here. Yeah.
Actually, yesterday only I download. I don't know.
So okay, click on the download app. Yeah, and click on the 64-bit and remove the Postman app which you have already there in your machine. You can download this thing and remove the existing one. Okay, you can see the version 8.80. Okay, after then you can see the workspace. Okay.
I will try. Okay.
So try to use the latest version. Okay, I have shared my screen now. Now guys, where I was? Yeah, I have created the workspace, right? You can see this is my workspace. It get created API test collection v5. Now, what did you mean by the workspace? So workspace is the, inside the workspace, we are adding the collection. We are adding the collection and the environment, right? So this is just like a container where you are storing all the project related collection. Okay, so I will go here, and if you click on the collection here on the left hand side top here, click on the collection and click on the plus icon, create new collection, it will show, or otherwise you can click on here, create collection, otherwise you can click on here. I have clicked on that and put the collection name. So anyone can tell me the project name which you want to give. I can give the name. Okay.
Vikas,
yeah.
Your screen getting stuck, not visible.
Again, guys, facing same issue.
Can you show me once again?
Not yet. Like.
I think some network issue at your end. Okay, can you see now?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay, sir, you can see or not?
Can see now.
No.
Okay, fine. So you can click on the collection plus icon. So if you click on the plus icon, this new collection get created, right? And
Okay,
here you want to give the name, you can put the name. Let's suppose I am giving some name as a, let's suppose any of the name you can put it. Let's suppose you are working on one project. That project name is, you can suggest one project name.
Demo testing, like.
No, something like, good name. Some real-time project name. Lotus API collection, right? One of my project, Lotus was one project. So Lotus project, this is your Lotus API, Lotus API collection. I'm giving the name collection, Lotus API collection, and so you can see here it get renamed. Can you see it here? This is your project name, right? And if you expand this thing, it will ask you to create the request inside the collection. So we are creating the collection to add the request. Okay, so what you are doing here, either you can click on the add request, either click on the I'm explaining you different way to add the request. The first thing, when you first time create the collection, you can see this collection is an empty and add a request. There add a request, the link will given, right? So you can click on that link. It will create the collection. Here you can see. By default, it will say the get and the name is new request by default. You have to change. Okay. And let's suppose you want another way. Click on the three dotted here in the collection. Click on the three dotted and here you can see add request here. Add request. So it will add the request. And the another way here you can see the plus icon here. You can click on the plus. Okay, so three way to create. Okay, the first one was only first time when the collection is new. Okay, so right click. If you click on the header, this header, right click. If you want to close the tab, click on close all tab. Right now, I click on the I have created one request. Now try to map your requirement. What is your requirement here? What is your requirement here, sir? Post method, right? Post method. So what you are doing here, you will go here and select the post, right? Now the URL, what URL? So they will provide you the URL, which URL you have to use, which service URL they have to use. Okay, they will provide you one URL. Right, you can copy that URL from the document sheet and copy this thing and paste it here. Right now, if you are using the post, here you can see in the description. In the description, they will provide you some description what this method will do exactly. It will create the data or whatever the action. Right, so you will see the description column. Right, so it will. They will add some description so that you have to know what you are trying to do. Okay, why if you calling this particular request, then what happening? It will create the user. Right now, this is the request body. This is the request body. So request body, if you have to pass the request body, you have to select body and raw, RAW. Select body and RAW, raw, right? So don't worry, we have multiple options here. I will explain you later on. First try to understand the basic. Okay, now it asking me the type. What is the type of this request body? So guys, I think when I explain you the one diagram where client communicating with the server, right? We have the medium. I told you that medium is either XML or JSON. Have you remember? In this diagram,
Yeah.
right? So I have, let me go here at the top here. Somewhere I have explained you, not this one. Here you can see the format is XML or JSON, right? So what they will ask you, the requirement itself asks you what format you have to select, what type you have to select. Okay, so you can see it asking the type as a JSON. This is the medium. This is the medium to connect with the server, right? So guys, yeah, this is the medium. What I will do here, select JSON, right? And how you can change here, you can see it here, text and select JSON. If it is XML, if your requirement is asking XML, then select XML. Okay, but if you are using the REST API, 95% they are using the JSON format, JSON medium, right? So if you are, yeah, they will in the REST API they will also support XML and the text, right? But 95% in the real time we are using the JSON if it is REST API, right? So if it is SOAP API, SOAP service, then they are using the XML. then they are using the XML. So what I will do, as per the requirement, I have selected the XML, right? And what I will do here, I will go again to the requirement, and this is the body which your client asking to you hit this thing into your server. So I have passed this thing here. Okay, now remove the ID here, because the ID is created by the server. Okay, so let me pass the name here. Let's suppose I'm passing the name as a let's suppose I'm creating any name. Let's suppose I'm creating any name, Ali. Okay, I'm creating one name here, Ali. Ali H. So I'm providing the Ali H, and email ID is of the Ali is Ali H 123@gmail.com, right? And gender is male and it is active. So guys, this is the key. This is the key, and this is the value. In previous classes, in some of the, I think one person asked me, what do you mean by the key? Okay, so key means what value server want, what data you want to create, right? The name is one key. Inside the name you have to pass your name. Email ID, here you have to pass your email ID. Gender male, status active. So guys, if I go to the make my trip here, I click on the book now. I click on the book now, continue, continue, and it's loading actually. When I click on the continue again, okay, select this option and again click on the continue. Here you can see it asking the first name, last name, male, or the frequent flyer number, right? Here you can see the mobile number and the email ID. So this is known as a key. The first name, middle name, last name, male, gender, right? And the mobile number, email ID, right? So this is the key. This is the key. The first name, middle name is one key, last name is one key, gender is one key, and mobile number is one key, email ID is one key, right? So same thing I am doing here. The name is one key. So guys, what here I am passing here? If I am typing Vikas, so what is this?
Value.
If I'm writing here, this is the value, right? This is the value for that particular key, right? Same thing here. It asking me, this is your server, http go rest co.in public. This is your server. This is the application URL, and where you have to create the user. So guys, tell me, I explained you that, can you specify this component? Can you specify this component? If you want to specify, can you specify this thing?
HTTP is
HTTP is, what is this is?
Protocol.
Protocol, right? And after double slash up to the first slash, it is known as a base URL. And after the first slash, this is known as
resources.
So this is your resource, right? The users is your resource. So if I'm saying here users, so what did you mean by the users here? That means you are trying to create the users inside this particular resource, right? So here I have passed the request body. Here I have passed the request body, right? Now email ID I have passed, gender I have passed, active I have passed. Now let me go to the requirement. Now this up to here, this thing is done, right? Now response body, right? They will provide you the response body, how it looks like. Okay, so they will provide you one sample response body. Your In the story, they will mention the sample response body. In some of the requirement, they will not mention. Okay, that I will discuss that thing later on. But in this requirement, your BA person, your client is giving you the response, how it looks like. Okay, so what I will do, I have not missed anything here, right? I have selected the post, pass the URL, select the body, pass the body, select the JSON and click on send. Authorization failed. Authorization failed. So this is the security related stuff. It not allowing me to create the data. It's not allowing me to create the data. So it asking me 401 unauthorized. So leave it, this thing. I will explain you this thing later on. Okay, leave it. Okay, what I have to do, I have to go to the bearer token and I have passed the token here, and let me again call. Guys, you can mute, please. Hearing a lot of people. Okay, so ignore this thing, the authorization. I will explain you. This is the separate topic, huge topic, and very important question. API security, authorization. So please do not consider this. Forget this thing. Okay. So after mapping all the things, URL, method, body, can you see it here? Data get created in the response. So one more thing, guys. The things which you are passing here in the body raw, that is the request body. Request body means which we are sending to the server, right? After clicking on send, server will go to that particular, first it will go to that particular server where it is hosted, then it will check this resource, and inside the resource it will check the method and the type, what type they have used, and then they will check the property and the request body, and they will create the data. So you can see the in the bottom, this is the response body which we are getting from the server. Guys, please remember, which we are sending to the server, this is the request body, and which we are getting from the server, that is the response body. Request body is sent by the client and response body is sent by the server, right? So you can see similar concept here, which I told you. When I'm searching the flight, click on the search button, right? It gives you all the flight details here. Similarly here, when I click on the send, it will check that particular resource and create the data. Okay, and here you can see the status code 201 200 series, but only understand the status code. Let's leave it. Okay, I will explain this thing later on. Only understand this is the status code 200 status code 20 series, that is 201 here created, right? Your data is created successfully. So guys, I want one answer from you, the basic and simple question. When you are opening your account into the bank, let's suppose ICICI Bank or State Bank of India, after creating your bank account, is bank employee providing you something?
Account ID.
Your application ID, right? Account ID, right? Agree?
Yeah.
So tell me, who is providing the account ID to the employee? That account ID, who is providing to the bank employee?
System.
Is bank employee itself creating that ID?
System
Or who is
auto
providing?
generated.
System generated.
It is provided by the server, right? It is provided by the server, right? Similarly, after creating the users here, the server will provide the unique ID. So guys, tell me, the ID which bank employee provided you is unique or like duplicate? Might be similar to the other, or it should unique. Tell me. Come again.
Unique one.
Unique one. Same concept here. When we are creating any data into the server, then server will provide the unique ID. So this is the unique ID for the Ali.
Hello, Vikas.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Sir, sorry for the inconvenience. I'm having some emergency. I will join you tomorrow. Is it okay?
Yeah, actually it is also end of the class. I will take only 5 minutes, so it's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you can watch the last 5 minutes when you get a time. Okay. And guys, one more thing. Please do the payment. We have already taken 5 classes. Some of the person has not completed his payment. So please do the payment. Please. Okay. At least you can update me. Okay. Now, so the ID is provided by the server, right? Now, when you go to the requirement sheet, this is your requirement, the response body which mentioned in the document. So try to map this thing. Metadata is there, null, correct? Correct, guys?
Yeah, but why it is like
you might have. Okay, yeah. You have the question why you are passing name, email ID in this particular method. Can we pass some other things or not? Like some other key and value. So let me clear you one thing. This thing I am not deciding. This is part of the requirement. This is the part of the requirement and developer is implementing that requirement. So guys, tell me if you are, who is deciding you have to pass the first name field and last name and the mail? Tell me. In the make my trip, we have this field and the name is first name, last name, mail and the mobile number, email ID and all this content.
Product owner.
Who is deciding?
Product owner.
Right, your product owner, your client, right, as per the market, right? So this thing I'm not deciding, right? So this is part of this application. This is part of this application requirement. So to create the user, you have to pass the name, email ID, gender and status. We will take multiple examples, sir. We will take multiple requirements. Okay.
But,
yeah, go ahead, sir.
Because this is mapping to the database that the developer has created, right? It can be XYZ developer also, which is I mean in the front end, it can be first name, last name, but in the database schema, the developer might have created X equals to full name, Y equals to. So then the key will be X, Y, and Z, whatever he has created in the database.
Yeah,
so this name will be matching with the database, right?
Exactly. Whatever they have, written the code in his coding, right? If they have used the name, email ID, gender, so you have to pass the same thing here. If you are not passing, it will return the error. That is not as per the requirement. You will get the error message. Okay, so I will show you, don't worry. Okay, so this thing is not decided by me actually. This is part of the requirement, which property, which key you have to, the value we are passing. The value we are passing, right? But the key is decided by your product owner, by the client. Okay, and developer has implemented the same. They has mapped the same thing in the backend. Okay, now you have the question why null is metadata is null. So similarly, they have implemented the same thing in his coding, in his backend, right? So that's why when we are connect with the server, when server will return the response, it giving the metadata, and it is part of your requirement. It is part.
What is metadata?
Not meta. It is simple key here.
Simple key, but not. This is not metadata, right?
No,
metadata is just a key.
It's simple a key. So you might have question why it is null. So this thing I have not decided. So guys, tell me if your requirement, if your client is asking that you have to verify gender, either it is, gender is male, then what you are trying to validate? Only gender name. Right? So guys, this thing we are not deciding. Okay. Apart from that, if any property is coming extra, let's suppose in the requirement, these all are the things mentioned, right? But in as per the requirement mapping sheet, you get some another property, another key and value. Then you have to communicate with your developer, your product owner, the requirement which you have provided me, that this particular key is extra coming in the response. So is that correct or wrong? Agree?
Yeah. Because sorry to interject. So this particular dictionary data is showing an array, right?
Which one? Array?
Array of ID, name, email, gender.
Now in the backend they have stored the things like stored. They
In
have
array,
used the
right?
concept of array collection. They have
Yeah.
used, but that is not our concern. Like how they are implemented in
No,
the
at least we
backend.
should understand that what is array, what is dictionary,
Yeah,
what is
that I
data
will
type.
explain you, sir. When we start writing the coding, right? When we move to the automation side, at that part, I will explain you what did you mean by array, string, and all the things.
Okay.
For automation
Because
testing. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, ma'am.
because one directly this format, right? This mapping sheet. So will this one will get from our developer or from our upstreams?
This mapping sheet is created with the coordination of developer product owner, right? They have
We
to
should
generate
do
this
this, right?
mapping sheet. Yeah, we should know, but we have different way of requirement which coming out. This is the one way. That is the very simple way the requirements come to us. This is the very simple, right? So in some of the project they are using very complex requirement. You can't able to easily understand. So that thing we will also discuss.
No, because one more query. In my company, they do not give us in the acceptance criteria. We have to create this mapping sheet. I have to create this.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. What happened? This mapping sheet when you are creating, tell me when you are creating.
With the developer, we have to sit and create what is the body, what is the URL, what is the
Right.
request.
So developer with the coordination of the developer, right?
Yeah.
Right. So in some of the company, the client or developer, they will provide you this ready-made.
Yeah.
Right. In some of the company, they will provide you the one page where they have differentiate all the things, right?
Yeah.
And you have to map each and individually. And in some of the company, you have to coordinate with your product owner or with the developer to map the things. So every company having different way of doing. Agree, sir?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
because
that I will discuss a bit. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
So
because in my company they are giving Swagger. What is meant by Swagger?
Oh yeah, I will explain you the Swagger also. In some of the company, the requirement is coming in the form of Swagger. So you can see this is the Swagger. Swagger is one of the you can see the tool where you can do the API testing. Okay, so they will provide you the Swagger like that. Okay, but try first we will understand the simple requirement, then move to the complex. After that we will discuss the Swagger also. The Swagger is also in my list. I have to explain. Okay,
Okay.
fine, sir. I will
Yeah.
explain you. Don't worry. What are the way to communicate? Map the things. All the way I will explain. Yeah, not all the way, because if you have 100 company, they are using on different way. But I will at least explain you what are the possible way. Okay, so that you will not face any issue in the real time.
so because this mapping sheet is like prerequisite, right, to start with the testing in the
Yeah. This is the prerequisite that will provided by your developer or the BA or the product owner, and you have to look at that mapping sheet and map the things into your Postman or any tool. Okay. So I will provide you this mapping sheet today. Go and try to map. Right now I have explained you only post method, and I think tomorrow is Saturday, Sunday. So on Monday I will discuss the other method also. Okay, fine.
Fine.
Okay, guys, thank you so much, and please request. So please do the payment. It's already 5 days is over, so please make the payment. Okay.
Yeah,
So
because
thank you, guys. Have a nice day.
hello,
Yeah,
because
go ahead, sir.
actually we were having query session also after
No, sir. Today I'm not feeling well. So if you have query, then ask me now. But
yeah, just want to know like this address that you have given, that server address. So is it like valid address, like in which we are able to access directly the database of that any application?
Yeah,
And
this is the valid address, right? The URL. This is the valid application URL. You can use that, no problem. Okay.
like,
and this URL in your real time, you might have something different in like based on your project, right? So you can do the practice by taking this one.
Yeah, but this
Okay.
because
I will explain you multiple also.
Because
yeah, go ahead, sir.
currently we may have issue of authorization when we post. We will get for unauthorized token.
Okay. So let me explain you how you can do that. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, I forget. You will face the authorization issue. So this is the online application where you can. I will provide you this link here. Okay, I will provide you this link here. You can take this link, right? You can take this link here. You can see these all are the mapping, right? These all are the resource users, post, comment, to dos, right? And here you can see click here to get the access token, right? So click on this link and it will ask you 3 options. Select Google, Facebook, anyone. Select Facebook and select any email ID what you have, and it will provide you the token, right? After getting this token, you will go into the Postman, and in the authorization section, select the bearer token and pass the token here. Okay, simple.
Okay.
Do not try to understand what did you mean by the authorization.
Yeah, just simple pass.
Okay, I will explain. This is a very good topic actually. Okay, this is a very good topic.
So,
right? And
yeah, because so you will be sending this document for practice purpose. This API.
Yeah, today I'm going to share this document with you. Okay.
And this authorization token will be same for all, or by this
No.
website?
In your case, it should be different. So I told you how you can generate the token, right? You can generate the token in your machine.
Like,
okay.
I'm having some doubt. Like, we are creating this token for one such test case, or for every test case
to access Postman, to access the database of Go REST.
Actually, what happens, sir? This authorization is the security related stuff, right? Security related stuff. This is the key. This is the key to create the data. If you are not passing that particular key, then you can't create your data into that particular resource. So only understand that thing, right? You have to pass the authorization, and I have to. Sorry, come again.
Actually, I understand that point, but I was asking like for other test cases that we need to practice.
Yeah, this is the common.
Okay.
Which you can.
For this base URL, we will have one bearer token. If the base URL changes, then we have to seek another token.
Exactly, right.
So by that website.
Sorry, come again.
So by that website, we can find token, no? And
yeah. You again, I am explaining you. Go to the open this website, right? Here you can see, click here to get access token. Click on that link, and it's directly giving me the token. But you are very, when you are very first time you will come, it will show you the 3 options. You can select any one, and it will generate the token. Okay.
Yeah.
Clear, sir?
So supposing in our project, the developer will give us the bearer token. Or...
No. Developer is not providing the bearer token. We have the separate API for that.
Okay.
To generate the token, we in some of the company 90%, because we don't have time to every time connect with the developer and get the token. It's very hectic work, right? So it's not the real time thing. So we have the separate call, separate API to generate the token actually. Okay. I will explain you that thing, but you have to take the patience. Okay.
Okay. And this link is directing us to the database server, no? That link you provided of users.
Yeah, this link will provide, open that particular application, right?
Means access to the database server directly. Right?
Internally, I don't know, right? But you are getting the response from the server. That means it's connecting with the database, right? Okay. If you are not connecting with the server, not connecting with the database, it will not provide you the response. Agree? If you are providing the response, that means it's connecting with the server, right?
And like last query, like if any extra field come, then in that case that our test case will fail, no? Like if any extra field come or something wrong.
Guys, one thing I want to explain you, in REST API, in the web service, everything is the requirement. Everything is the requirement. Okay. So if any extra key or value you are passing, right? If the developer had set the schema in his coding, in his database, that apart from the requirement, if you are passing any other key and value, then it will not accept. If developer has set his schema that you can pass, either it is valid or invalid, right? It will get accepted. So all the things are depends on the requirement. Okay. Nothing is in our hand. Okay. I will explain you guys how we can consider bug and how the scenario we can apply, right? All the things I will explain you.
Okay. But because in our like the project whatever, like there is no schema provided, so we are having like partner testing and doing it. It is very hectic, like to get the
partner
scenarios.
Testing, and what did you mean by partner testing?
Partner testing is directly connecting to the another that application which we are using there, the project team. We are coordinating with them and getting the things done.
So when you are connecting with your third party, like third party,
yes.
So is there what they are providing to you?
We are sending a particular like the set of requests from our end. They are processing it and they are sending
I'm asking,
it.
Let's suppose you are using any third party application and how the things you are mapping into your tool.
That is the JSON file. They will send it. They from their side the JSON file, and in our side also the JSON file will be generated. We compare both the JSON file. That is what we are doing it.
Yeah, so what I told you, in every company having different way to do that, right? So in your company, you are getting the request from the third party. They will provide you one reference file, either JSON file, and you are comparing with that particular third party JSON file, right?
Yes.
So in every company having different way to do that actually. But the things which I will explain you, 2 to 3 requirement, which is similar. And if you understand the basic concept, then you will also, if whatever the requirement, we can do it. Whatever the requirement, you can do it. Yeah. Okay. So don't worry. That thing I will not explain you because I don't have any third party such type of scenario. Okay. But things are similar. Right. Things are similar, which I will explain you. Okay.
Okay, because we got to know like the schema can't be developed for this particular project, so we have to
schema means like, what did you mean by the schema?
Like this collections. Yes, the schema.
This is the schema actually.
Yes, yes. The schema can't be created.
This is the schema.
Yes, this can't be created and provided in the tool, the Postman tool. So what we are doing
you are saying that you are not creating this schema.
No.
This is decided by the third party.
The third party's schema is the input for them. Is the request body.
Then whatever the data they will provide, do the same. Do it in your tool. Simple. It's not very complex because it makes the things very easy. It reduces your effort actually. So we have to take the data from the third party. Okay, go and take it data and do the same way which I will explain you in coming classes. Okay. Right. Only the difference is in single project, this requirement is provided by your BO or a team lead or developer, and in your case this thing is provided by the third party. That is the difference, and remaining all are the same, right? So let's suppose this thing is provided by your third party and you are getting this response, right? So they will also provide the JSON schema of the response, right?
Yes,
so
of
what
only
you are doing here,
response.
you are matching
Of response they are providing. Whatever we get the final JSON file, that they are providing to us.
Okay, so what you are doing, you are matching both the things.
Yes, we are just matching it and we are seeing whether it is we are getting the data as per that.
Yeah, that is the very simple way, ma'am. Basically,
yes, that's what I just
very simple way actually. At least there is not if you talk about your work, your work is zero here.
Yes,
you are
that
not
is what,
doing any
because
new things here.
I want something of this kind to be implemented next.
No, that I will explain you. You will, I will suppose you are new in the project and how the requirements coming to you. From that level, I will explain you. Okay, with different types of the requirement. Don't worry. But the things which you are doing in your current project, it's very easy. You are getting the ready-made things actually. You are not doing your effort. Okay. Yeah. Any other question?
Because I'm facing issue with my Postman, I'll share my screen and can you help me with that?
Yeah. So the class is already over. So if you have
one request, Vikas, one request before Alekia is sharing a screen. Can we move to Zoom instead of Skype? And after
actually,
the
what
known
happened, sir, earlier I
participant.
have used the Zoom actually. So what happened in the Zoom, I have taken the license of the Zoom also, right? But what happened to share the recording file? It's very difficult for me actually, because I have to share each and every person the recording file, and
Google Drive.
it's too much.
In Google Drive, we can put it in Google Drive. One time you create once you know the list of participants, then we create a group and create a Google Drive. Done there. Same like we done here, because this Skype is kind of creating problem for me in work during work.
Okay, I will think about it, because I have taken multiple classes, so it's also easy for them actually, for the users. So that's why I continue with the Skype. But I will let you know. Okay.
Okay. And can you create a WhatsApp group after known participants?
Yeah.
Because these documents will you share here or by email?
Yeah, I will share you in this group actually.
Actually, last two classes documents.
Yeah, I will share the API document and the mapping sheet here in this group chat. I will provide. You can download it from here in the API manual test group. Okay. Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, I can see your screen.
So I'm downloading it again.
What issue exactly you was facing?
It's opening in web. I don't know why. What is the reason? What is the issue?
Update version
multiple times.
You're using Windows 97?
Yeah.
So check in your application here, Postman. Type Postman. Here in search, Windows. Search Postman. Click on the top first one. Because after installation, this is now the application opened. After installation, what happens is it opens the web browser to ask you for update and all. Now it's open.
See, now it's coming as working locally in Scratchpad. So when I will close this and click on workspace, it will ask me to create an account. When I click on create a free account, like this will come and it will open in web.
Login here, then it will be there in the app. Just login kar lo.
Username, any.
You create new account, create free account, click
on the create free account.
Create free account.
Yeah. I clicked on that.
Okay, yeah, password. Create your own password. Click on select the checkbox, sign. Okay, keep me sign in. Yes. Okay, create.
Sign up with.
No. Create. This username is already taken. Add some.
Password unique.
This one is also taken. Another some character 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ma'am, you can't remember this thing. Okay, this is a phone number.
No, this is my mobile number.
Username cannot be all numbers. Say some name should be there with this.
With your name, you can pass some at the 1, 2, 3.
Now there is already an account with email address.
Ma'am, your screen is. I can't see your screen. It's totally. Yeah, I can. So what is there already an account? It is sign in. Go to the sign in. And click on forget password. Otherwise, you can use some other one. So like that, ma'am, you can create a login to your account. Okay. It will send the one reset password email into your account. You have to log into your email ID and you will get the password there.
This is the password of email only, right?
No. Yeah, it will send one link to the. Yeah, go there. No.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, here. Yeah, click on my request reset my password. Keep the new password.
This is also web only, I guess.
Okay, so where is your, go to your desktop. Go to your desktop screen. Go to your desktop screen.
After Skype, you can see that you have already under the Windows pin bar. Besides Skype.
Yeah, click on this link, the Postman shortcut. Yeah.
That's it.
Getting open.
Yeah.
No, it will again open in web only.
No, I don't think so. This time it should open. It will connect. Okay, you can also click on skip and take the Postman desktop app. Take me to Postman desktop app.
Where is this option?
Down to the down, you can see that skip and take me create account via web browser. Then down. Yeah, skip and take me to the Postman app.
Ma'am, close this window. The Postman is already open.
Yeah. Okay. Clear. Yeah.
See now.
Okay. Don't clear. Sign in. Click on sign in.
Sign in.
Web.
Ma'am, you can close the browser and the
Okay, I'll close it.
Close the browser, and you can close this window also. Close this window.
I will close this also.
Close this thing also. Okay, now go to your desktop. Desktop.
This Postman.
No. Just go to the desktop. Yeah, click on the Postman software. Yeah, click on that. Yeah. Just open.
Don't click on that space yet. You beside create account, there is sign in button, right? Beside the setting. Now skip and okay, close it again.
I'm not doing anything. It's by default opening in web.
No problem, ma'am. You can use the
desktop application. Skip and take me to desktop application. You need to sign in before.
See, now I clicked on skip to desktop application. Then now I'm signing in.
It is taking you to this. Yeah.
Yeah, and again it's opening in web.
Try to sign in here.